Welcome back to the Code Maven channel. My name is Gabor Szabó. In this video, we are going to take a look at further look about Perl Tk, and specifically we are going to deal with keyboard presses, so pressing the keyboard, and the movements of the mouse, and how we are able to capture them in a Perl Tk based application. So let me switch to the screen where you can see the slides, and if you're wondering where the slides are, I'm going to put the link below the video on YouTube. In any case, they are on the Code Maven's website, and you can also copy the source from GitHub. And in these slides, you can find the keyboard binding entry. And I'm going to start running it immediately. So it's called key binding PL in the examples. And here we are, Perl key binding. So what you can get is, what you're going to get is a beautiful yellow window with a couple of instructions, so saying to press the letter A. So I'm now pressing the letter A, which you can't see. What you can see is that and on the console, you can see on the terminal, it was printed out that A was pressed. Now I'm pressing Shift A, which is capital A. Okay, that's just according to the instructions. Control A, so you can see this Control A pressed. Alt A, where is Alt? Okay, Alt A, and F1, just to be clear. To show the buttons as well. And I'm also show Alt F4, which is closing the window. So Alt F4 is a key that's already bound to the application, so you don't have to worry about that. But the rest is mapped like this. So we have the TK application, we create the main window, so far nothing new. Then we have this label, which is there only to have a text, so I won't forget the instructions. So it just has this text in yellow, and this is the binding. So to the top window, I code the bind method, and this is the way I tell that I'm binding and would like to create an event for when a mapping from the event pressing the A button to a function. And here I'm just giving this anonymous function on the fly, so we don't a reference to a function. I could have created a function, but in this case I didn't want. I just wanted to create on the fly thing. So this one is printing out A pressed, lowercase a. And then the same way I can bind the capital A. Control A, I just type in Control A, and just within the less than and the greater than sign. And it is just mapped to a function. And of course, this can be the same function behind the scene if you really wanted to, and so on. And Alt A, so that's the Alt key, and just F1. So that's for the regular keys. And of course, you have to run the main loop at the end. And if you're interested in more about this, the TK bind module is basically, or package, is that one that actually describes all of this. And there is the link there. Okay, so that's where you have specific keys. Now you can also actually bind just any key to a function, and that's what we have here. So we said here the top to bind the any key press. Okay, and it's bound to this to the reference to this function, which is called key pressed, which is implemented here. And let's see what happens there. So I run this function, which is called any key bindings. Okay, and now I have another yellow window, and if I press now Q, let's say, then it prints out Q. And if I click on Control, then it prints out the Control, and then I clicked on A or press the A, then it shows the A. So I didn't find how to exactly combine and know from this in this way that they are pressed together, or whether I just press Control and then later on A. Now I press them separately, and I didn't know how to combine them. I mean, the previous one can combine the specifics one, but here I didn't know how to understand that that's happened. So what is the code here? So the function gets as a first parameter the object that represents the whole window. Actually, it represents the one that we bound, that the binding was created to. So I think you can bind keyboards for specific widgets as well, but I haven't tried that yet. And then from the window, you can get what we call an X event, and then that represents the current event that happened, the key pressure. And from that, there are all kind of these one letter attributes that you can get. Specifically, I fetched the capital K, and that was the letter that was pressed on the keyboard. Actually, if I run it again, I just wanted to show you. Let's see now. I click the delete button and the insert button and the backspace, and they all have this textual representation. So you can work with them if you are interested. So that's about keyboard. Actually about this key method. So let me again went back just one slide, and there is this link, the TK bind, and here somewhere down here, yes, there are the explanations for all these one letter methods. It's a little bit lower level to find out what functions are there. So this was the TK any key binding, and then we can get to the mouse event. So here too, let's just try it. Mouse binding is called. So Perl mouse bindings. Beautiful purple window. Now I'm going to click on the left button, and I released it. Right button and released it. So you can see that both are printed. And now middle one also. So it says the number 1, 2 or 3, depending on the left, middle, right. And now I can also click and then move the mouse. And then you can see that every time I move the mouse, for every pixel basically, I get a motion event. And motion 1 because I was clicking on the left button. And if I click on the right button and move, then I get this motion 3. So let's see how did we get that. We code the same bind method. So here again, just the label, nothing special, just to have some text there, and an area where I can click on, and then the bind where I bind the button press 1 and button release 1 and B1 motion. These are the events basically, and then there is this function which currently does nothing else than just prints out the value that you could already see on the screen. So here too, you can go to the TK bind and see the details. And the last slide the last example I wanted to show you is when we have a single function. So in this case, we took the bind and connected the button press and the button release events to a single function that I called mouse. And in this mouse event, we use the X event attribute. So this function was called, this example was called mouse, what was that, sorry? Events. And here's the blue one, so it's just playing with the colors. And here if I click on the left button, I get these numbers. So on the right button, I get 3. So this the left button is 1, the right button is 3, the middle button is 2, and then the lower down, there you can get the coordinates. So if I click on the left, let me try to clean this. Top left side of the window itself, it's quite close to 0, 0, and then on top right side, it's I mean, I couldn't click at the top, so it's 5 and 863, and the bottom right corner more or less is 860 and 99. So this is the size of the window. So you can see the coordinates inside the window. And here too, if I go back, so these are just the B, S, X, Y. I really don't know by heart all these, so I just look up here in the link which you already saw, and here are all the letters and the explanation, and go enjoy yourself and figure it out. So I hope that this helped a little bit of the introduction about the TK and the mouse and the keyboard events, and will help you create a better application. And if you liked it, then please first of all subscribe to the channel and like the video. And if you really liked it, then go to the Patreon website. There all the links are below the video, and follow me there. So thank you very much for watching, and see you at an upcoming video as well.